Hello, everybody, and welcome to my annual forecast and reading for the upcoming new year that is turning into a tradition. I am Michelle Holland-Brooks. I am the host of Connecting with Joy, a podcast and membership area where we are able to gather together and to allow ourselves to explore how we can connect and deeply embody with the frequency of joy in our life for our own support and healing and growth and just learning how to live, love, and lead our authentic lives. So, excuse me, each year it's turning into a bit of a tradition that I pop in and do a bit of a reading for the upcoming year of the different energies that are wanting to come forward, both collectively and then for you individually. And as I sat down to work through this reading, I was so touched. It was this beautiful energy of this is the year. Like, first thing that came forward for me was the numerology of 2023. And for those of you who don't know how to work with numerology or have a little curiosity, I'll just give you a quick thing. You take the numbers and you add them up and then you distill them down. 2023 is 2 plus 0, which is 2, and then 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7, and that's one full number, so this makes it a universal year of 7. And when I feel into that 7, the 7 is bringing forward this collective knowledge. The 7 is really about allowing ourselves to grow, to search, to have awareness, and to bring in that deep, wisdom, exploration, and growth, right? So it's also that time where we do some research within ourselves. That 7 energy brings us into wanting to have that awareness. It's not just like expansion of knowledge and expansion of ability to have new information coming in and growth. Yes, that is that burning desire to have that, but there's something in the 7 energy that also invites us into that reflection and that research and that how have we gotten to where we're at, that awareness? And is this something that's going to get us to that next level of growth? Is it going to allow us to stretch our wings and to bring in that freedom and that beauty of this Aquarian age into the now moment, right? And that is why I think just collectively this year is going to invite people into that polarity of looking inward, that deep soul searching of like, wow, what have we created? Is this sustainable? Is this something that is truly matching who we truly be in our hearts and our soul? And is that what's wanting to continue to be called forward? Or do we need to expand ourselves? Do we need to detach ourselves from some of these old limiting thought patterns, belief system, ways of being, how we interact with ourselves and with others? And can we invite ourselves to be that change within ourselves? Can we start to allow that growth? The 7 has a lot of movable energy in it. It has this ability to kind of, it's coming from that 6 that is about nurturing and support, and then it's allowing ourselves to start to have that shift of energy so that we can step into that 8, right? And the 8 just brings us into this beautiful ebb and flow of giving and receiving, of offering out and then being fed back with new information. And the growth kind of comes from that cyclical ebb and that flow, right? But in the 7, we've got to go inward and say, wow, what's working, what's not, what do I want to walk with? How do I want to be? And we start to bring in that ability to shake off the old and open ourselves to the possibility of something new and allowing that to start to percolate. So not only is this going to be collectively, because this is what's up for everybody in this time frame right now for us, but individually you're going to start to feel, and you might already be feeling some of those rumblings and those allowing of that self to come forward, right? And then I was also guided to do reading of kind of a 3-card spread with Colette Barrett Reed's The Good Tarot. And in that one, on a 3-card spread, it allows ourselves to bring forward what is the energy that we're currently bringing into this next creation cycle, right into 2023. What is the energy that's feeding us as we're coming into this new choice point of this ability to do some deep soul searching, bringing that awareness, like really allowing ourselves to say, okay, what do we need to release in order to bring forward this new growth, this new amazing ability to be more in alignment with who we truly be individually and collectively, right? And then that brings in the 3rd card in the spread, the energy that if we can bring this in, if we can be guided by this and allow this energy to start to come in of whatever that 2nd card is, then it opens us up to a potential future timeline, right? And that's the 3rd card in a 3-card kind of spread when you're doing it this way. So the 1st card is the energy of the past that you're bringing forward into this now moment. The middle card is the now moment, and what energy, if you can bring this in and walk with it throughout 2023 in this reading, then this 3rd timeline starts to become and have more ability to manifest and have legs and to bring that forward. Okay, so in the 1st card that I drew for this group reading, for this beautiful Connecting with Joy community, was the ability to have let me do it this way. So the 1st card is the Page of Fire, and in her deck, the Page of Fire, let me read it to you first and then I'll tell you what I was feeling in that, was the ability to have enthusiastic action, that adventurous, that venturing forth, the beginning of that project energy and acting on new ideas. And in that Page of Fire, it really is bringing forward that idea that I want to be free, to venture forth, to co-create a life that is true to me, that matches the desires of my heart, that is right with my own internal energy, right? And finding of that, what is my purpose? How am I what am I here for, right? And what do I need to start to do to step into matching that, to bringing that forward? And the idea that you have individually something that has value, your ideas, your knowledge, your wisdom, your insights has the value within itself. And when I felt this energy, I was really struck with this idea of, what is this Aquarian age that everybody is talking about? What does that want to bring forward? And what is it calling forward in each of us? And I think that in 2022, leading up to it, coming out of those, the lockdowns, the different pandemics, what that pause collectively throughout the whole world has done is to bring us into looking at what are we doing? How are we collectively interacting with people? What's working, what's not? Where are we being unsustainable, both physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually? Where are we, walking mindlessly through our lives? And where do we want to walk with intention? And there was this fire that has come out collectively amongst everybody that says, wow, the individual does have worth. It's not only this big tribal collection, right? And individually, each person has the beautiful water, the intuition, the insights, the talents, the skills, the uniqueness that is flowing to each person individually. And then through that, each person individually pours that beautiful water element back out and into the collective, because the Aquarius is the water bearer. And they then take that and they can bring that to the collective, and that nourishes the whole. But it comes through each individual, right? And so that's what this page was really bringing forward. This is something that is up for everybody. Can we honor each people individually? Can we see people individually? Can we start to allow that to come through? Can we see ourselves that way? And and shift that perspective that says, okay, if we can do that, if we can start to venture forth, begin this new project, act in this new idea of allowing ourselves to see that it is through honoring each and one of us, of all beings, human and non-human, the seen and unseen, as it's there to help then collectively support that, right? And for each one of us, that takes deep soul searching and awareness and willingness to step into that spiritual growth and accountability, so we can see where are we binding ourselves up, not honoring ourselves for our gifts, our ideas, our talents, our wisdom, and our purposes, and where are we doing that with others, and how can we start to break that up, release that, so we can really allow ourselves to nourish ourselves and to thrive, right? And the key to kind of that is coming through that middle card. And the middle card that came forward was the Seven of Air. And so in her deck, the Seven of Air represents independence, nonconformity, living life on one's own terms, without people pleasing. And so when you start to feel the energy that's coming through for 2023, it says, okay, this fire has been lit. It's woken up. We have awakened to there's a potential for the different way for us to interact with ourselves and to interact with each other. And in that potential, if we can do that, if we can continue to break forward and ask those questions and have that soul searching, not just rebel without a cause energy, this is really inviting us into having that courage to reflect on what is my sense of center, and then how do I bring that into community. It's not about going completely outside of nature, like, okay, complete hermitage, she's got one of those in this deck, but it's about, okay, how can I allow myself to break free from those limiting belief systems, those limiting groupthinks, those negative ways that are not in alignment with who I truly be, right? And can we have diplomacy with that, with others? And can we learn how to work with each other, both from a place of honoring of each other and allowing that uniqueness to be there for each and every person, and allow them to match that true calling that is within them and myself. And it is through that we will unlock this potential timeline, and that brings us to the third card, the Three of Water. Celebration, enjoying of community, sharing, exuberance, beautiful, like, camaraderie, and that team spirit, that idea that each member of that team brings in something beautifully unique, a skill set, a way of being that is unique unto themselves. But when you pull that together into community, then you get this enormous, beautiful whole that you would never get individually, right? And it takes all of that to come together to create this world, right, that has this new way of working with each other, one that honors, one of friendship, one of connection, one of celebration of each other and ourselves. And what I absolutely love about this third card that came in is, like, this is doable within ourselves, within our small networks and nucleus, and then how that then could ripple out, right? And the ripple effect, that if we can allow ourselves to kind of break free and to honor and to have that diplomacy and to bring in that heart energy, that we can really allow ourselves to have that excitement and that joy of that gathering, of that community, of that feeling that we can be in that dance of connection with each other and be a part of something that is larger than ourselves, of weaving together a tapestry of of truly joy, right? Of connecting and healing and working with that joy. You know, on the connecting with joy side, this whole last season of season 3 has been about embodying the healing power of the sacred witness. And we are coming to a close of it. If you have missed it, though, it's all recorded. You can join the membership at any time and get all of it instead of having to wait for it to drip month by month by month. You have a full 12, basically 12 course, 12 module course on how to allow yourself to be able to hold the space for yourself for this deep exploration, right, of what is being called for with this 7 of air, of really diving in, of breaking free of the different limiting beliefs, survival adaptations, ways of being that we have just locked ourselves in, that we're mindlessly moving through, that this is just the way it is. And this 7 energy is asking us to say, whoa, it might be the way it is, but does it need to stay that way? Question mark, right? And it's inviting us into that deep, deep inner soul searching that says, okay, if I want to break some habits, if I want to walk with my life in a different energy, if I want to have a different foundation and roots in the ground, okay, I've got to be willing to look at some uncomfortable parts of me. How do I do that? Well, this sacred witness energy is how we do that. So there's already a instruction guide that is available and ready to you. And if you've been on the journey keeping up with us as each month has rolled out during season 3, then you've already cultivated, you know, that page of fire is bringing you in with that energy to be able to step deeply into this individuality, into allowing yourself to pull forward and say, okay, I was born in this bridge into this Aquarian era, right? We're at the very front. We are in that bridging, that transformation point. And so built within you is already the frameworks, the building blocks, the drive, the purposes, the soul support that you need to help to start to, you know, like shake off. I just got the image of like our horses when they are ready to release something. You know, they paw at the ground, they drop down, they roll again, and I can watch them. They're like, it's not quite ready to shake off. There's something still in there. They roll again, and then they get up and they shake. Full body shakes, you know, and you watch just the dust and the energy just fall off of them. And then they kind of do like this little hoppy thing, and they're like, whoa, this feels good, because they're stepping more into current time, right? They've shook off those different ways that were binding them and holding them up and clogging up their system energetically. And that is like a beautiful metaphor of that horse energy coming forward to be like, you know what? 2023 is about getting in there, seeing what's gumming you up, rolling around, and then becoming that awareness, and then allowing yourself to have the growth, the wisdom, the shifting, the courage it takes to then roll and get up and shake it off and say, okay, how do I want to be now? What new energy wants to come forward with me now, so that I can step into the third card, the 3 of water, celebration, community, friendship, sharing, enjoying, where we are able to really have a time and we can remember what it feels like. We have this blueprint already within us of how we can deeply honor ourselves and honor each other, and how through that we create a community and a connection that is liberated, that is one of allowing uniqueness versus sameness, that honors and celebrates that, and allows each person to deeply be led from their heart of who they truly be. I am really excited for 2023. I hope that if you haven't joined us in the Connecting with Joy community, this would be a great time to kind of join. and to have access to the Sacred Witness season of season 3, plus all the other seasons 1 and 2 of the wonderful different little nuggets of knowledge that were in there with the guests that came forward and worked with me in those 2 seasons. And then we are getting ready to, in 2023, we're going to launch into season 4. And season 4 is going to really set the stage for allowing you to dive deeper into looking at the ways in which you can partner even deeper with your soul, and how you can bring those ancient teachings and wisdom from the mystics, right, from the past, and bring that in and evolve it into how do I walk with that connection to my soul in my daily life? How do I allow it to sing and to dance and to stretch its wings? And how do I bring in that true embodied connection with that mystical side of me and start to play with it and dance with it in that deep connection, right? So we're going to be exploring both the mystics from the past and also how to bring that into spiritual healing, transformation, and oneness within your whole life, of activating that divine Holy Trinity within you, that I like to call it, of you, your soul in this incarnation of who you truly be, your soul in its infinite, beautiful wisdom of the different experiences and treasures and ways to be, and then how that connects ultimately back to the divine and to that idea that we are all connected through that energy and we are a part of it and it is a part of us, right? And how do we bring that into daily motion with us versus just this wonderful idea of oneness? How do we bring that in? What does that look like? And this Aquarian energy of it coming individually through each of us, and then that feeding back into that all is one and collective is a huge part of it. So that's a little bit of a teaser of where we're going in season 4. I am so excited. I can't wait to be in this beautiful space and container with each and every one of you, offering you all light, love, and joy this holiday season. And I can't wait to see you in the different spaces in 2023. Bye.